Not the greatest weather for a walk-around video in a Tesla, but that's okay because we got our little photo booth where the weather is always nice. I'm Joe from Scarff Ford. Today we're going to talk about this 2023 Tesla Model Y long range. Let's dive in. The Tesla Model Y came out for the 2020 model year, and it has moved on to become the best-selling vehicle in the whole entire world out of any type for 2023, 2024, and maybe even 2025. This is a nice 2023 model, pretty low miles on it, great color combination. It's a long range. There are a couple different variations of the Model Y that have come out there where it's like a standard range, all-wheel drive. Pretty rare, I haven't seen too many of those. There is a rear-wheel drive, standard range. There is also a long range rear-wheel drive. This is a dual motor, all-wheel drive, long range. So it has a fully charged range of a little over 300 miles. It has a motor in the front and a motor in the back, making it all-wheel drive. Also making it really fast. It's like having two engines. 0 to 60 is under 5 seconds. Even though this is a crossover SUV, it offers it offers sports car level performance and handling. With the weight of the battery so low in the vehicle, it has a very low center of gravity. The batteries are pretty heavy, but the battery being maybe less than a foot off the ground, it has a very low center of gravity. It's like a keel or an anchor keeping this thing planted to the ground. So this thing handles like it's on rails, but on top of that, the weight of the battery being so low in the vehicle also makes it have one of the lowest rollover risks out of any crossover SUV. It's actually one of the safest crossover SUVs that you can buy. Very, very safe rating. Don't take my word for it. There's lots of stories of people getting accidents in these things, driving off cliffs and miraculously surviving. And pretty much they're almost impossible to roll over. They did rollover tests for these things, and even if they do end up on the roof, they flop right back on the wheels just because the battery is so heavy. When you have vehicle accidents, it's when they roll over that's where you really get a lot of damage physically to the occupants. So anything you can do to reduce rollover risk greatly improves the safety rating of a vehicle. Even though the Model Y is a compact, it is very spacious because we're not hampered by the traditional construction of a gas vehicle, of an engine, drive shafts, exhaust system, gas tanks. It frees up a lot of space for more storage and more space for the occupants. We have a frunk which is fairly large. So normally there'd be an engine here. Since we don't have an engine in this Model Y, you have more storage space. It's also a safety feature because you have a crumple zone that's about 60% larger than the crumple zone of a car with an engine in the front. So you have about a crumple zone that's 60% larger. Love the minimalist styling of the Model Y. I have a Model 3 myself. I've had it for about 3 years. Basically, the Model Y is a crossover version of the Model 3. You have a little bit more high up commanding view of the road. The seating is a little bit higher up on the Model Y. You sit lower in the Model 3. That's part of the reason why these things have been so popular. 20, 30 years ago, American consumers, we loved coupes and sedans, but now the flavor of the decade is these crossover SUVs. People are buying more of these than anything else. And I can understand why. You have lots of space, high up commanding view of the road. And since crossovers these days have such car-like driving characteristics, it's not like driving a truck or a truck-based SUV, people just love these things. Nice vegan leather interior. You have a huge glass roof panel to allow lots of natural light inside. This has this aftermarket kind of carbon fiber material on the dashboard and on the selector handles. There's wood trim underneath though. I mean, you could potentially just take this off and have the wood trim, but I think it looks nice. Wireless phone charger. So where Tesla is different from pretty much any other vehicle on the road, including other EVs, is this display screen. This is like the central control unit for the vehicle. It's like an iPad. And the user interface is pretty amazing. It's almost like it was designed by Apple. So pretty much most of the functionality, changing settings, is located in the screen. And I know some people don't like change. They don't like things being different than what we're used to in cars. They like hard buttons and knobs. You hit this button to do that, you hit that button to do this. But guess what? When you have hard buttons and knobs, they're there forever. This screen is infinitely reconfigurable. Since I've owned my Tesla, I've got so many updates where they've added features, they've changed the look and display, keeping it modernized, keeping it relevant. So even though my Tesla is a 2019, even though this Tesla is a 2023, you still have a lot of the functionality, display, and look that you get when you buy a brand new 2025 Tesla. You don't have everything. Some hardware, is a little bit different. With some of the newer Teslas, the processors that power the screen are a little bit different, but it's not a huge difference. I drive my 2019 Tesla, and I'm working at a dealership and buying and selling hundreds of Teslas over the years. I've got to try newer and older Tesla screens, and I can tell you it's not a huge difference as far as functionality. There are things that this Tesla has that mine doesn't, but I wish I had, but for the most part, I benefit from a lot of these over-the-air updates. And Tesla was one of the first companies to come out with these over-the-air updates back in 2012 when they launched the Model S, and pretty much as a lot of auto manufacturers have followed suit, but in my opinion, no one does the over-the-air updates better than Tesla. And it seems like every month there's an update coming out adding features. There's a couple updates right now to download. So you have these nice Google Maps. This does not have the premium connectivity activated. You have to add this, for the new owner has to add this to their Tesla account. You got a credit card, the premium connectivity is $10 a month. And then once you have a Tesla account, you can go and supercharge. Pretty easy, you don't have to do a credit card or anything like that. Once you have a Tesla account set up, you plug the charger in, it starts charging, and it will automatically bill your credit card attached to your Tesla account. And charging's amazing. Look, there is 6 superchargers within 10 miles of us, and they're installing new superchargers right next to us at the Fred Meyer. Tesla also has an amazing trip planner, so you can put in where you need to go, and it'll plan your whole trip for you. It'll tell you where to charge for, how long to charge for. If you don't have enough range to make it wherever you're going, it will tell you. So that takes all the range anxiety out of owning an EV. But the nice thing about this Tesla is that it has a fully charged range of over 300 miles. So most people don't drive that much in a day. Most people aren't going to drive more than 50 or 100 miles in a day. So for the most part, you charge at home, you set up 220 charging, it's basically like a dryer outlet, and you'll get a full charge in about 7 to 8 hours. So having the fast charge will only be for extenuating circumstances, long road trips, things like that. But aside from that, it's like having an electric toothbrush. Your house is a gas station. When you're done with your electric toothbrush, you put it on the charger, and it's charged, and the next time you use it, it's fully charged. Likewise, when you drive home, you drive into your parking spot, you plug this in, and then the next time when you use this vehicle, it'll be fully charged. So it is so nice not having to go to the gas station. It's so nice not having to do all the vehicle maintenance that you normally do with an internal combustion engine powered vehicle. An internal combustion engine powered vehicle has thousands of moving parts. This only has dozens. It's like having an appliance. An electric motor and battery is fairly simple, not a lot of moving parts, no complex dealer maintenances or services. Pretty much service on this thing is going to be rotating tires, changing tires when they wear out, wiper blades, cabin filter. Aside from that, it's a zero maintenance vehicle. Maybe a component might break eventually if you have this long enough, something might break on it, like any vehicle, but even there, what Tesla charges for repairs and service is actually cheaper than what a lot of dealership service departments charge. And you would compare this to like a BMW or Mercedes as far as the features and technology and price point goes. Think about how much you're going to pay for service at a BMW or Mercedes dealership. I've had my Tesla for 3 years, and I can tell you, services are very inexpensive. And on top of that, they have mobile service, so they will come to your work or come to your home to perform service on your vehicle. I recently had to have my tires rotated, and these actually do have low voltage batteries, like a 12-volt battery like you have in your regular vehicle, because a lot of the vehicle accessories, the infotainment system, are powered off a 12-volt system, so it can't be powered directly off that high voltage battery. So these have 12-volt batteries to power up the systems and things like that, and they do wear out and go dead, after 5 or 6 years, just like in a regular gas car. But Tesla came and replaced my 12-volt battery for like $120. That's really cheap. I mean, usually when you have to get a new 12-volt battery for your car at a dealership, it's $300 to $500. And they rotated my tires for $65 coming to my work. So I got those 2 items taken care of without having to leave my work. They came there. I didn't have to go to a Tesla service facility, wait in line, get a ride home, get a loaner vehicle. That makes it so much easier. I have a tendency to ramble on about these cars just because there's so much to talk about, but I'll try to make this video fast. 24,000 miles. We have Autopilot, which is traffic-aware cruise control, which allows the vehicle to brake, accelerate, and steer in its own lane. And it just doesn't work on the highway. It works on regular roads too. You do have to be diligent and pay attention and understand there are limitations to these systems. Pretty much, as long as there are lines in the road, you can put on the Autopilot. This does not have the full self-driving software. It does have the hardware, has hardware 3, which isn't the latest and greatest as far as full self-driving hardware goes, but it's still really good. I have hardware 3 in my car, and I have full self-driving. If you buy this Tesla and you want full self-driving, you can purchase the software from Tesla for $8,000, or you can subscribe to it for $99 a month. And a lot of times, when you add a new Tesla to your account, you're a new Tesla owner, Tesla quite often will give you a 30-day trial for the full self-driving. Have you ever wanted your own personal chauffeur? Well, basically, that's the case now. I have a 12-mile commute each way. I tell the Tesla, take me home, take me to work. I sit in my car the whole time, my hands on my lap, or I might have them here, and the vehicle drives me to work, merges on the highway, passes people, makes them left, right, and turn, stops for red lights, all that stuff, without me having to touch the steering wheel the whole way. I do need to pay attention. It's not good enough where you can not pay attention. You have to keep your eyes on the road. There's a camera right there, so if you do space out, if you look at the screen too long, you space out and look at, the scenery too much, the car will warn you and say, hey, pay attention, or the system will disengage. So, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, it's like having your own personal chauffeur. Every time you'll use something new like this full self-driving, it's going to be stressful, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite nice. I am so spoiled by it, especially on long drives. Just having to sit there and just be supervisor, not having to, it takes a lot of mental energy just to keep your vehicle centered in this lane on the highway. That takes mental energy, so even that, but to take the driving, that weight lifted off your shoulders and you just being the monitor, I can't tell you how nice it is. You have to experience it yourself to truly understand how awesome it is. Lots of space back here. Like I said, the Model Y has a lot of space for a compact vehicle. I mean, this is as much space you normally have on a mid-sized vehicle. Like I said, there's no gas tanks, no drive shafts going through the floor. So this frees up a lot of space, a lot of space. Look how much headroom I have. It is remarkable. You can fold down these seats and you can camp in it too. This has a camp mode where it will actually keep like the climate control system on, let you use the infotainment system and power down other systems that you don't need while you're parked stationary. So it's not going to draw energy out of the battery quite as much. You can get a lot of time out of camp mode. It doesn't take that much energy from the vehicle, surprisingly. Lots of space back here. You can fold down the seats as I mentioned. We have a storage pocket on this side, a storage pocket on that side. We're not done yet. No gas tank, no exhaust system, more storage. Wait, there's more. More storage under there as well. Well, thanks for joining me on another long-winded Tesla Model Y video. They go on for a long time, but there's so much to talk about. These cars are so different than pretty much any other car on the road. I can't help myself. They're fantastic. I have a love for all cars. I own gas cars, I own an EV, but these make a lot of sense for your daily commute. Some people need gas cars for their lifestyle, but for a lot of people, for commuter vehicles, everyday vehicles, EVs work great. They're going to save you money on gas versus electricity, and they're going to save you money on maintenance. This is one of the lowest ownership costs out of any other vehicle on the road. So you have like BMW, Mercedes, refinement, quality, and luxury features with ownership costs that are on par or even lower than a Toyota Corolla. How awesome is that? And it's an American vehicle, American success story. Made in America, one of the most made in America vehicles you can buy, actually. We're Scarff Ford. We've been in business 103 years. We sell new Fords, new Isuzus, and a very wide variety of pre-owned vehicles, including a lot of different EVs. We sell all sorts of EVs. We love them here. Ford EVs, Tesla EVs, Polestars, you name it, we have them all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.